Hello, fabulous superstar Libra. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of March 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is this a very special time. And I want to put asterisks on the word special in particular, like at the beginning of the word and after the word. I want it to stand out because it really is that important a time for you. And for you, I'm actually going to start towards the end of the month, on the 25th more specifically, because I feel like that's what you really came for, and that is there is going to be a solar eclipse in your sign. This is huge. It was last fall in 2023 that we had a solar eclipse in your sign. But the last time you had a lunar eclipse in your sign, like we do this month, was almost to the day 8 years ago in 2016. I find this so powerful. Whereas now the eclipse takes place on the 25th, it was 8 years ago in 2016 that the eclipse took place on the 23rd. And so what that means is that the sun is mighty close to where it was back then, and the moon is mighty close to where it was back then. And I look at this and I feel like whatever takes place for you right now, in some way, it may just surprise you the way that eclipses like to do. It may just surprise you how much what happens now harkens to what took place for you way back then. And so you may want to brainstorm a little bit to consider what was taking place in your life. Eclipses involve the nodes of the moon, and I think that they are so important that I wrote an entire book on them called The Universe is Wise and Loving. You can check out the links below. But it is the nodes that I see as a doorway from which people, places, things, situations enter, which represent karmic blessings, or they leave, in the case of the South Node, representing karmic blessings as well on their way out. The nodes represent the promises the soul made to itself before it incarnated. And so as much as this is about people, places, things, situations, external circumstances, it's also about you and how it is that external circumstances line up to awaken a remembrance within you of those soul promises that you made to yourself before you came into this lifetime. The more on that path you are, eclipses are still going to be important. You have a powerful experience. You feel yourself in alignment. But the more off that path you are, the more dramatically you will be brought back. In the case of this lunar eclipse, remember, lunar eclipses are like full moons, but they're like jacked up full moons. They're way more powerful than your normal full moon, but they have some of the same characteristics. They represent emotional truth and culmination and conclusions, admitting to yourself what it is that you really feel, or maybe what's been staring at you all along, but you hadn't wanted to look at it. But in the case of this eclipse, it is speaking in supreme harmony with Pluto. That is huge. Whereas back in 2016, there was a connection taking place, but it was a square to Pluto. It was a conversation of tension. But now the energy is one of supreme harmony, which does suggest a measure of an embrace, which suggests that the characteristic of this eclipse will not be what it was 8 years ago, but rather it's going to feel much more empowering. It won't feel stressful, like we have to change even if we don't want to, and we want things to change and we feel frustrated. That might have been the sense 8 years ago, almost to the day. But now it feels as if things are changing and we like it. We feel powerful. We make a power move. This is in your sign, which means you feel it more than anybody else out there of the zodiac. And this is about who you know yourself to be, what matters to you most, what matters to you first. It's identity that shifts for you now. And the more off track you've gotten, the more your actions have taken you in different directions from whom you know is the truth of who you are, the more dramatically you're going to be brought back. But being brought back is going to end up feeling like a huge blessing. It'll have you feeling strong and inspired. It'll have you feeling like a force of transformation has welcomed in you, but also that you are the bearer of it. There's certain examples I always use when I talk about eclipses, because I have seen many a chart over the years, right? That full stop there, but then with eclipses as well. Wow, have I ever seen a lot of charts with eclipses, and they tend to coincide with big changes in people's lives, especially when it is an eclipse in their sun sign, their moon sign, or their rising sign. And I'll give you some examples, okay? Examples I always use. I have heard of a lot of people do things like quit using drugs or quit drinking when they have an eclipse in their sign. The quitting aspect is especially strong here because it is a lunar eclipse. It's about closures and what you're leaving behind, what you realize you no longer are, as opposed to who you now are going to be next and what you're going to take on. It's about the karmic closures now that need to happen so that you can be more you in this lifetime, so that whatever's getting in the way of you doing all the things you promised yourself you would do with this lifetime before you incarnated, whatever's getting in the way now, it's going to find an exit. And thankfully, with that trine to Pluto, it feels right. It feels organic. You can let it go with absolute love, knowing that this is part of helping you to be whom it is that you truly are and whom it is you are now. And so, yes, lots of people I've seen over the years, quit drugs, quit drinking. Remember, it isn't just about the activity. It's about how you identify. And if you identify with these things, if they have come to characterize you, that's where they have that potential to come or go with an eclipse. I've seen lots of people end relationships. It's a lunar eclipse. So yeah, I've also seen people who maybe ended the relationship a long time ago, or maybe their partner for some reason is no longer with them. And it is the eclipse that allows that closure that they can feel within on levels of soul and psyche and spirit. I have seen a couple of people over the years. I remember one person went vegetarian at an eclipse. Another person went vegan at an eclipse. But another person that I met had been vegan for 10 years and at an eclipse started eating meat again. So again, it's about how you identify. It's not just about, oh, this is how I eat because it's good for me or whatever. No, it's about this is who I am and this is who I no longer am. This is who I no longer need to be. Be open to the possibilities. Again, there's a trine of Pluto. So chances are it's not going to be so painful. It's not going to be so dramatic. It'll be like, its time has come and this change is good. And the change is good because it is your truth and it's going to allow you to be and embody your truth that much more. It is a standout moment of the year, certainly for the Libras out there. But I would also say a standout moment, perhaps one of the most important moments even for many a Libra out there of the decade, I would even say. It's that big, that special a time. So all the glitz and glamour and glory go to that eclipse in your sign. But let me also mention there's other stuff happening as well. It is going to be, as we go back earlier into the month, on the 10th of the month, we will have this month's new moon. And this new moon takes place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your daily life. And so this is your work life, the type of work you're doing, your clients, your customers, and your coworkers. But it's also about how well you take care of you, your daily habits and rituals, including your health-related habits as well. And so having a new moon here, if it is that you are on the work track, right? You have a job, normally lots of activities start to kick in when we have a new moon here, which is very powerful. There's opportunities, certainly, new opportunities coming in. The fact that we have a beautiful connection between this new moon and Uranus suggests an element there of surprise and delight and running with opportunity. It suggests feeling fortunate as a result of an opportunity, but also how you respond to the opportunity as well. Having a new moon here can bring in new clients, new customers, new coworkers. It is Uranus that is in a financial part of the sky for you, a part of the sky that has to do with commission payments and big checks is what's covered here. So yeah, that might be part of the new clients or customers coming in. This is also about new beginnings where it comes to your health-related habits. With that beautiful connection to Uranus, there is a measure there of feeling fortunate, of feeling healthy, that this change is positive. But we've got Neptune there, not too far away from this new moon, which does suggest an element of spirituality is in there as well. Like it's what you believe, it's what you're feeling on a level of spirit that is guiding some of the changes for you now. Powerful energies here, your real life lived experiences are set to go through a change for you at this time. Now, where it comes to matters of love, I think it is all about that eclipse, I have to say, because the focus is on you, yes, but it's what's nearest and dearest to your heart. And that very often includes love. Now, keep in mind, it is going to be once we enter next month that we're going to have a solar eclipse, and that is in your opposite sign, which means new chapters in love, whether someone new is coming in or whether it is a new understanding in a current alliance. There is going to be someone there to help you to understand where you are in love and how you feel about it. More importantly, next month, we have powerful conjunctions of planets to the North Node in your opposite sign. If ever there was a month that said love was going to be a very big deal, if you're hoping for new love, it comes in. If you're hoping for new chapters, they take place. If you're hoping for forward momentum, that happens now as well. And by now, I mean next month, which you and I both know, you blink and you're going to be there. I will talk about that when we get there. Know that it's very exciting. I'm not even a Libra and I'm excited for you. But because the focus is on you this month, I think that really is where the power is for you now. There is a sense of looking at the evidence, looking at what did take place in the past, perhaps, but it's about what you want, understanding partnerships in the context of whom it is that you are and whom it is that you've become, and where is it that you're going to carry forward the best and let go of the rest, the stuff that's just getting in the way of you being your best self, of you embodying whom it is that you know yourself to be in the highest sense. And so in that way, a lot of this energy becomes about your truth. That is what's going to matter now. And about facing any walls within yourself, any fears within yourself that keep you from an authentic love. For those of you open to meeting someone new, I see the eclipse energy working a couple of different ways. One is you may actually find a sense of inner closure to a past situation. And this could just mean like you literally feel a shift take place within you where you realize, okay, I've let that go. Okay, that's over now and it's okay. You make peace with it energetically. And maybe up until that point, you've been telling yourself you made peace with it, but now something shifts within you. And it's a necessary step, being open to greater love than you've known before. If you do meet someone new now, chances are you're going to feel that connection very strongly. And in some way, it'll serve as a catalyst. A sweeping change is set to take place in your life with this eclipse. And it's possible that you meeting a new person now becomes part of the spark, the impetus that gets those changes underway. For those of you just starting to date someone, I feel like this eclipse is a big moment of truth for you. And where it is that you're living out past patterns with this person, I think you're going to see it. and it's going to affect you very deeply. Where it is that this person represents something else, something different, you'll see that. Where it is you really feel aligned with this person, you're going to admit that, but where it is you really don't, you would admit that as well. This is very all or nothing where it comes to you being honest with yourself about what is near and dear to your heart. But that also means being honest with yourself about what isn't. And if this person is, this is where you are diving in powerfully so. But if this person isn't, you're able to see it. You're able to acknowledge that. And you're able to allow change to occur. I think there's a measure of empowerment with this eclipse because it is trine Pluto. However, with eclipses, very often it isn't about us allowing. It's that we make it harder on ourselves if we try to get in the universe's way of the changes that are actually really good for us. And if that means that this person is good for you as part of fulfilling those promises you made to yourself before you incarnated, they're going to be around. If not, they just won't. And for those of you in an established bond, the overwhelming majority are going to find this a time where you're focusing on yourself. You feel comfortable, you feel that sense of connection with your partner, you know it's there, it's all good. You may be going through some changes and your partner is supporting your understanding of that, your exploration of that. But there is going to be a small percentage of Libras out there, if you have felt for a while that maybe you're not in the right relationship for you, this is a very all or nothing moment. I do want to be straightforward with you here. Your truth will be made clear to you. Your truth will show itself to you in an undeniable way for you now. It is a powerful time. It is an important time. And it is a time that can be very all or nothing. If it is that this is someone to navigate forward with, you'll feel that bond so strongly. But if it is that that isn't the case, the universe will let you know undoubtedly so. Setting the stage now for you to appreciate your truth, but also for that powerful solar eclipse that is set to take place once we enter into April, bringing brand new chapters with it. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. Wow, it's a huge month for the Libras out there, without a doubt. It is a month that is set to give you clarity and empowerment. And when I say empowerment, I mean power move, an insight that transforms you from the inside out. And it's rooted in some truth about who you are. Those promises you made to yourself before you incarnated are going to awaken. Trust the wisdom of your life. Trust closures taking place now, including your acknowledgement that there are parts of yourself that might have served their purpose. Because you are here to move in a direction of fulfilling those promises. You have so much more yet to do in this lifetime. That is something I am certain of, and I am certain of that because you're watching this. And that means you're embodied if you're watching this. Maybe spirits are watching this as well. My ancestors, I hope they're proud of me. And I hope your ancestors are proud of you as well. You'll know your answers. You'll know what's true for you. Life will show you what's true for you if you don't want to see it right away or feel it right away. But boy, is this big. You've got a lot more yet to do in this lifetime. And whatever this moment brings, whether it's easy or challenging, it is part of the design. It is part of your unique alignment with those promises and moving towards a higher, more loving vision of all you are and all you have yet to be. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have you checked out NadiyaShahSuperstars.com? It is in that superstar space that you can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with choose your membership rate. These are exclusive, expanded horoscopes, and higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. A live exclusive monthly event for all superstars and so much more. All of this in the superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.